maybe there is, maybe there isn't. We don't know. It appears to involve maybe the President of the United States, but we just don't know that. But we do need to know that, and we need to make sure the integrity for whistleblowers is there. And then, by the way, Anderson, we watched Corey Lewandowski yesterday simply refuse to answer the questions of the Congress. So there needs to be accountability here, and it is time for the Congress of the United States to start asserting its authority, probably through mechanisms like inherent contempt, where we start fining people and making people very, very uncomfortable when they thumb their nose at the elected representatives of the people of the United States of America. So this DNI, Corey Lewandowski, and all the other people who have come before Congress and said, hey, guess what? I'm not answering your questions because Donald Trump doesn't want to. They need to be held accountable. And look, this isn't a Democratic anti-Trump thing. Our country doesn't work if the Congress doesn't have the ability to do oversight of the executive branch. And my Republican friends need to remember that there will be a Democratic president someday, and they will rue the day they supported a Republican president in thumbing their nose at the Congress of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's in power, we have checks and balances for a reason, and clearly if this is this seems to be a breakdown, at the very least, not only in whistleblower protections, but in checks and balances, whatever the complaint may be. Congressman Himes, appreciate it. We'll learn more, hopefully, tomorrow. I want to get some perspective on all this from CNN Chief Legal Analyst Jeffrey Toobin and CNN Legal and National Security Analyst Asher Ngapa, who's also a former FBI Special Agent. Jeff, obviously, look, Democrats, we're hearing from Adam Schiff, from Eric Swalwell, Congressman Himes there. They are, raising alarm bells about this. The bottom line is we have no idea if this is a legitimate complaint. We have no idea what this complaint is even about. Are they making too much of this, or is this serious?
Well, I don't think we have no idea. We have no idea of the substance, but we know it's not a frivolous issue. I mean, the Inspector General of the intelligence community has said it is urgent. It is an urgent matter. So it's not just some crazy person, with wearing a tinfoil hat. Now, whether it implicates the president, whether it actually is a substantive, legal, important issue, we don't know that for sure. But this is not. But
but Jeff, couldn't it be a personnel matter, a sexual harassment matter of people who are working in the intelligence community?
Absolutely. It could be something that is very specific to one person, not something that is, related to policy. But it also, given what the DNI has said, Director of National Intelligence, it does appear to involve someone very high-ranking, someone with a privilege, someone either the president or someone in the White House complex. All of that, suggests that they should just follow the law. Maybe it's nothing. If it's turned over and we learn that this is a personnel matter or a minor matter or a, simply incorrect whistleblower complaint, fine. But the law is clear that the Congress should be informed when the Inspector General says it's an urgent matter.
And Asher, the law is clear, I assume, as Congressman Himes is pointing out, and correct me if this is wrong, that the Director of National Intelligence actually has no legal authority to not forward this. That according to law, the DNI has to forward it because the Inspector General has ruled this is an urgent concern. Is that correct?
That's right. The way the statute is worded, the DNI is basically performing kind of just a procedural function. He doesn't have the discretion to determine whether or not something is urgent. That is placed in the discretion of the IG. The definition of whether something is urgent is whether there has been some kind of abuse or violation of law or, illegal order or something like that. So it does have to meet a certain kind of definition, but once that determination is made, it has to move forward. So the issue here is that the DNI has taken on this veto power. And I would also say that I would question the assertion of some privilege because, we've seen that this White House has a very expansive view of privilege. It may not be a senior person. It could be Corey Lewandowski. It could be Ivanka's next door neighbor. They are willing to claim privilege for many people who don't have it. So I also wouldn't necessarily say that it's the president or even somebody super senior, given how they've used that term.
Jeff, Chairman Schiff has said that acting DNI McGuire told him he wasn't handing over the complaint because someone above him was instructing him not to. I'm not clear exactly who is above I mean, the DNI is sort of an amorphous. I mean, it's an unusual position in that it actually has no. They're not collecting intelligence. They're not heading a agency. They're overseeing the coordination of the intelligence community.
Right, but the DNI is subject to Senate confirmation. So the only person technically he reports to is the president. I mean, if you want to be literal, I believe on an organizational chart, the only person above him is the president of the United States.